Ahem. Yeah, it's the Ryan Hartson Show on BWC Internet Radio. I'm here with Corey Bender, my NBA analyst slash guest. By the way, just before we get started, because this is going to be Sports Talk Armageddon in a moment, Corey Bender is going to be starting his own show soon. We don't know what it's going to be about or what he's going to call it, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be bad. But one way or the other, it's going to be a lot of fun. So, you excited about that?
I'm very excited about it now that I got my microphone and whatnot. I'm just going to be doing podcasts like we've been doing on the Ryan Hartson Show and JMFPSB, and I'm just going to do my own kind of spin. I'll just do something topical, I guess, anything I want.
Yeah.
It's my show.
It is his show. And I'm hoping you'll let me come on and tell you why you're wrong.
No, actually, yeah,
Consistently.
whatever.
That'd be a lot of fun. Okay. So let's move on. Now listen, I teased something when we were going through just teams that we think the Heat can beat in a 7-game series in the playoffs. And when we got to the Bulls, you said no because, of course, the Bulls are the second seed in the Eastern Conference, and they've got Derrick Rose, and they play great defense, and Tom Thibodeau is an elite head coach. And then I say, of course, they can beat the Bulls for reasons that I saved for right now. Now let's get off of that. Completely forget about the last conversation we just had and just focus on the Bulls. And one other team. The last 2 years, LeBron James has been the MVP of the league with the Cleveland Cavaliers, if I could speak English properly. Those teams were both the first seeds, they were both the first seeds in the Eastern Conference, and they looked, at the time, remember, they looked like the best team, or one of the best teams in the NBA, going into the playoffs, both years, with players like Zydrunas Ilgauskas. How do you say his first name? Zydrunas or Ilgauskas.
Ilgauskas.
I can get the words out. Mo Williams, Anton Jameson, and I think that's all I got for you.
That's all the relevant players,
Okay.
if you can call it relevant.
Now, so those were the players. And can we agree in the playoffs against the Magic 2 years ago and against the Celtics last year, those supporting casts were absolutely useless?
Yeah, pretty much.
Because those weren't supporting casts. Those were 2-win teams masquerading, or 12-win teams masquerading as 65-win teams because LeBron James was on the team. I'm pretty sure you figured out where I'm going with this.
Yep.
Who's the best player on the Bulls?
Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose. Now, who are his teammates? Now, I know Carlos Boozer is on the Bulls, and that's great. But Shaq was on the Cavs last year. Another great player. I know they're completely different, and Carlos Boozer is way better than Shaq is right now. Not historically,
as
right
of this
now.
moment.
Okay, and I know it's different, but at the same time it's not. Okay? Anderson Varejao, another... Cavaliers' names are running through my brain. Anderson Varejao. Big man, played inside, had nappy, ridiculous hair. Joakim Noah. Plays on the inside, extremely overrated, and has this huge, ridiculous... What is going on his head?
I don't know,
He has the most ridiculous hair... I mean, only you have a more ridiculous haircut than him. What is going on up there? Exactly.
It's just called... I can't calm it very well.
Okay, whatever. My hair isn't fantastic either. It's red, for one thing. Okay. So, we got Anderson Varejao and Joakim Noah. They are the exact same player. Exact same player. What do we always say about Joakim Noah? Oh, he's hard-working.
He's a hustle player.
He's a hustle player. I mean, what does that mean? That means he's not very good. I mean, because when you talk about certain players, it's like, oh, he works real hard. But he doesn't do anything. He's irrelevant. He is not that good of a player. Varejao sucks, number one. And as soon as LeBron leaves, this team is a joke.
Yeah.
And arguably, they were a joke when LeBron was there. It was LeBron winning all those games. It's Derrick Rose winning all these games now. Luau Deng in comparison to Mo Williams. Or, what's his name? Korver. Right?
Yeah.
Like, these are all the same players. It's Derrick Rose and LeBron James at the forefront, and a bunch of irrelevant second-hand players on the rest of the team. How in the world can those teams... Jesus Christ. How in the world can those teams succeed in the playoffs? I have no idea. Where did the people get the idea that the Bulls suddenly were going to, take on the Celtics in the playoffs? They plain and simply, they're exactly the same as the last 2 years Cavs. They're the exact same teams. One great player and a bunch of irrelevant players as the supporting cast. Yeah, the Bulls are going to win a ton of games. They might even end up being the first seed in the East.
Mm-hmm.
But when the playoffs come around, they might be able to get, through the first round, through, to the conference finals. But when they run into Miami and Boston in the playoffs with teams that have serious better talent, watch out. Watch out because they might get smoked. And I'll just let you rebuttal as a Bulls fan and as allegedly an analyst. So go ahead. I am choking my guts out. Go right ahead.
All right. First off, I agree with the stuff about Joakim Noah. He's pretty much just a hustle player in my mind. He put up he gets a lot of rebounds. That's all I can really say about him. I like him and all. He's a likable person, but there's not much I can really say about him. But I'm gonna go back to a couple years ago when Derrick Rose was a rookie. Did you watch that 7-game series with the Celtics when they had?
It's completely different.
You're saying it's completely different?
Who wasn't there? Number one.
The Cavaliers. No, wait, what?
Who wasn't there? Which player wasn't there? Kevin Garnett was injured, was he not?
True.
Okay, and that's all that matters. Kevin Garnett is a Hall of Famer. He is the key. He is what makes the Celtics go in some situations. And if he's not there, it's just not the same team.
All right.
Right? We said the starting five of Garnett, Rondo, Perkins, Pearson, Ray Allen had never lost a playoff series.
Yeah.
And they weren't there. And that team just plain and simply wasn't as good as the team before. It's not the same thing at all.
All right, fine.
And Derrick Rose wasn't the same player either. He was a great rookie, but he wasn't the Derrick Rose that we know and love right now.
Yeah.
And I love Derrick Rose. I think he's a great player.
Let's see here.
Somebody else brought that up to me, and it's such a weak argument.
Wow.
I mean, like, Garnett not being there made all the difference in that series. If Garnett is there, they wrap that thing up in 5 games. I have no doubt of that whatsoever.
Okay. All right. With the whole Miami Heat, if they can beat them or not, I think they can because even though they don't have as many star players as the Heat do, I've watched them all 3 times this year, been able to win the games somehow in some way. Because 2 of those games, LeBron, the second game in Chicago, he choked on a 3-pointer, completely missed it. The last game they just played, he blew a freaking layup, and Dwayne Wade just kind of threw it up there and hoped for the best. I think they match up good against the Heat. I believe it's going to be hard for Derrick Rose. He can find anyone really open. They have in my mind, they have a good supporting cast, not great. I did not mean to say great. They have a good shooter, in my mind, Kyle Korver, who can hit it at any moment, at any time, like Mike Miller, the opposite. They have Luol Deng, who's actually, I didn't really like him much.
I don't like him either. He's a joke.
I think he's doing pretty good this year. He's having some good numbers. That's all I can say about him. Carlos Boozer, he's not a great defender, but he gives the offensive presence, and he's a veteran. He gives us a big man in a way. Our shooting guard and Keith Bogan sucks. Ronnie Brewer's a pretty good role player guy. He's more of a slasher. He gives a lot of energy and when he comes off the bench for some reason. His presence just makes the Bulls, like, I don't know why. I saw it versus the Lakers game on my birthday, like in December. I saw him. He just got him ready. He hit so many shots in a row. I believe that even though the Heat have so many good players in LeBron and all the big 3, whatever.
Don't make it about the Heat. Make it about the Bulls.
Make it about the Bulls? All right. I think the Bulls would be able to contend with them because they've done it already 3 times this year. I think they match up good with them. And in a 7-game series, which should go to, I don't know, with the Miami Heat's lack of mental focus, I think that'd blow everything out of the water. The Bulls aren't a bitchy team. They're under the radar team. They just don't complain.
Okay. 2 things. I feel like Glenn Beck.
Okay.
Two things. Number one, and more importantly, they were saying everything you just said about the Bulls supporting cast. I swear to God, I heard the exact same stuff about the Cavs supporting cast with LeBron. Varejao is I literally heard Varejao is a great inside presence, which he's obviously not. He's a disaster. Korver being a great shooter, I've heard the same thing about Mo Williams, and they had another shooter that I can't remember. I can't remember him because he was awful. Everything that you say about the Bulls, you said about the Cavs when LeBron was there. These teams are exactly the same. The LeBron's Cavs when they were winning 60 games, and these Bulls are exactly the same in my mind. Number two, you talk about the Bulls winning these games in these are the operative words. These next two words are the operative words. Regular season.
Mm-hmm.
The playoffs, the 82 game season isn't like even in the story. When you write the story of those Bulls teams, do you ever talk about the regular season except for the 72 win team?
I was just about to say, yeah, that's
except for that team, you never talk about the regular season. I couldn't tell you how many games any of those Bulls teams won except the 70 win one. Mm-hmm. I would assume a ton of games because those teams had an unbelievable amount of talent. Mm-hmm. But you never talk about the regular season. That is like the prequel. Chapter 1 is the first round of the playoff. And that is when things get serious. And that is when, in my opinion, Dwayne Wade and LeBron James and Chris Bosh do get extremely serious. And they go out there and they get after it. Mm-hmm. And all these teams, it is just a notch risen. It is higher, it is faster, it is way more intense. And in games in February and March and December and whenever they played each other, it's just different. It's just I think it's just because it's March. There's just not as much energy. And LeBron missing that shot, like we always talk about these game-winning shots and how the Heat can't win game-winning shots, but isn't it so much more about all the mistakes that you make to get into that position in the first place?
Yeah.
And those are the mistakes that I think are correctable by just adding up or just bringing up your focus a little bit more, which is why I would support the Heat winning a series over the Bulls, because eventually, with those great players in LeBron and Dwayne Wade, those shots will fall eventually. And Derrick Rose is obviously, he has the ability to hit those shots as well. But that's what I'm saying. It is Derrick Rose and four guys from accounting. I don't care who you throw at me, Joakim Noah, Kyle Korver, Carlos Boozer, I don't care. It's Derrick Rose by himself out there. And that's why they will get out of the first round, because they'll be playing an under 500 76ers team or some piece of crap.
Some joke.
And then in the second round, they will be having trouble with a New York Knicks or a
Boston Celtics.
They could have the Celtics in the second round, and that is true. So, I mean, they will have their problems against even maybe a lesser team than a Boston. Mm-hmm. So I'm just saying, watch out for the Bulls, because when it gets to playoff time, that is when all of your faults, all of your problems come to the forefront. Mm-hmm. And I think the Bulls' pure lack of talent, besides Derrick Rose, is going to become apparent, because I don't buy Joakim Noah, I don't buy Luol Deng at all. I remember when they wanted to trade for Kobe, they wouldn't let go of Luol Deng. What are you talking about? Get rid of Luol Deng. Send him to LA. I don't care.
Ridiculous.
Get Kobe Bryant. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't give up Luol Deng. Luol Deng's a joke. Some of these players really weren't that good before, and now because Derrick Rose is there, they are considered good players. Mm-hmm. Is this not the exact same thing as we saw in Cleveland? If I had brought this up, I wasn't doing this when the Cavaliers were really good. But if someone had brought this up to a Cleveland fan, a guy like you in Cleveland, they'd be saying the exact same thing. They would be defending Anderson Varejao. They're like, come on, he can rebound, he can score 8 points a night, and you'd be hearing the exact same stuff. But and instead, it's with the Bulls. It's the exact same thing, and Do you have anything to rebuttal?
I don't really know. Wait, hold on a minute. Didn't they, the Bulls are so much like the Cavaliers back then. I know Derrick Rose is not as good as LeBron was back in the day.
I would actually argue that, actually. I would say Derrick Rose and LeBron James are almost on the same level.
Okay, fine. Didn't they make the Eastern Conference Finals and actually go to a Finals?
Yes.
So, why wouldn't they do it now?
Against a Detroit Pistons team that wasn't very good that made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. The Eastern Conference was junk back then. You have to remember that.
True.
And now Boston and Miami, these so-called super teams with big threes, and even Dwight Howard's Magic. The Eastern Conference has so much talent at the top, at the very top.
And before it was the West.
Yes. And because the East was total junk when the Cavs were making those great runs. When LeBron James went to the NBA Finals by himself, there was it was, just total crap. The Eastern Conference was junk. I mean, that was when all these teams, like 4 or 5 teams under 500 could make the playoffs in the Eastern Conference a few years ago. And it's not like that anymore. The Knicks are back and are really good with Carmelo and Amari. The Heat we've been talking about a million times here. The Celtics are on their way to winning another title this year, I believe. So, I mean, there's so much more talent right now.
Yeah.
And the Bulls, obviously, back to my Cavs comparison, it's the exact same thing, only there's way more talent in the Eastern Conference now. I'm glad you brought that up because that really helped me.
All right. I really don't know what to say. I mean, I'm still going to defend the Bulls. I don't know what else to do.
Now, listen, let me say this one more time. I love Derrick Rose.
Yeah, I
think
know.
he's phenomenal. I think he should be the MVP. I can't give you anybody who's better right now as far as doing it. And actually, my argument saying his supporting cast isn't that good should help him get the MVP, right? Because if you're taking a no-talent team to probably 60 wins, I mean, that gets you the MVP in my book. That's why LeBron did it 2 years in a row. So, I mean, he is a great player. And just, his supporting cast is junk, and he's not going to go that far in the playoffs. And, of course, they can go to the conference finals. They just can't. What I'm saying is, of course, they can go to the conference finals, but they can't beat Miami or Boston. They can beat everybody else. They just can't beat Miami or Boston because just your lack of talent comes out in the biggest of games.
Okay.
More than anything else. Your heart and your mental toughness, along with your lack of talent, comes out in the biggest of games. Like, let's go to the Super Bowl, right? Like, Pittsburgh's terrible secondary was exposed in the biggest game because one of the hottest quarterbacks in the league is lighting you up in Aaron Rodgers. It's the same thing. So that's it. That's all I have. The Bulls are overrated.
I still think they're the more mature team out of them. Say the series takes place in Miami, situation they win, game one, whatever. The lack of the mental toughness for LeBron and D-Wade, I don't know. That'd be a little tough.
Maybe I used the wrong term when I said mental toughness. Maybe it's focus.
Okay, fine.
Because it's like I said, it's the regular season. Maybe it's
but
lack
still.
of focus.
But I mean, Dwayne Wade, they both know how to get there. I mean, on their own. D-Wade actually made it there on his own, but that was still against a really bad Eastern Conference. So
yeah, it was.
But still, I wouldn't consider the Bulls overrated. I mean, they are second in the East. But I mean, what else? If they get first, would that help you change your
maybe
mind?
The supporting cast is overrated.
Okay, I'd agree with that.
The supporting cast is tremendously overrated, and that makes the entire team overrated. Like Derrick Rose is better than everybody thinks he is, and the rest of the team sucks. Right. That's where they are. Is that it?
I guess.
I think we're done, and I think I won. Like Charlie Sheen, winning. I'm a winner. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. Ocho Cinco, by the way, going back to the NFL labor thing, Ocho Cinco sends out a tweet that says, unemployed winner.
Ha!
Ocho Cinco, there's no way you'll ever get this. You're not unemployed. Let me just tell you that. It just so happens that your union is no longer a union, it's an organization, and wants to sue your actual employer. That doesn't make you unemployed. But Ocho Cinco's an idiot. And I want him to go away. Anyway, that's it. Good stuff, as always. It's fun to disagree with someone about something. I feel like on BWC, all we do is agree with each other.
Yeah, guys, let's all agree.
Which is no fun at all, so this is great. Ooh, one new tweet. Who's it from? Ocho Cinco. Holy shit, I am free to partake in any activity I want to. With the way my mind works, things are going to get real interesting.
Oh,
shit. Oh,
fuck. This is not going to be good.
He's going to try out for the NBA.
This is not good.
More on this at a later date. Thanks to Cory as always. It's the Ryan Hartson Show on BWC Internet Radio.
This should be fun.